Viewers, it has been over 24 hours since 7 rebel Aam Aadmi Party MPs left the party to join its rival BJP. While Aam Aadmi Party has called this exodus Operation Lotus, former Aam Aadmi Party MPs have a different story to tell. Raghav Chadha has said that he left the party because he felt disrespected and was disappointed with corruption allegations. Meanwhile, Swati Maliwal has said that she left the party after being assaulted by goons at Arvind Kejriwal's residence. She added that when she tried to file an FIR, she was threatened and intimidated and was not allowed to speak in the parliament for the last 2 years. Listen in.
इस केस में 1 नहीं, 2 नहीं, 3 नहीं, 4 नहीं, 5 नहीं, 6 नहीं, 7 सांसद मिलकर आम आदमी पार्टी को त्याग रहे हैं, छोड़ रहे हैं, क्योंकि वे मानते हैं कि आम आदमी पार्टी करप्ट और कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड हाथों में जा चुकी है। और जो लोग ये कह रहे हैं, खासतौर पे आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता, कि डर कर चले गए आम आदमी पार्टी छोड़कर, हम डर कर नहीं, डिसअपॉइंटेड महसूस कर गए आम आदमी पार्टी से। हम डर कर नहीं, डिसएंचेंटेड फील कर गए आम आदमी पार्टी से। हम डर कर नहीं, डिसगस्टेड फील कर गए आम आदमी पार्टी से।
मैंने आम आदमी पार्टी छोड़ दी है और भाजपा ज्वाइन कर ली है। 2006 से मैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के साथ काम कर रही थी। अपना घर छोड़ा, नौकरी छोड़ी, 7 साल झुग्गियों में रही और हर आंदोलन में मैंने उनका साथ दिया। लेकिन अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने अपने ही घर में मुझे एक गुंडे से बुरी तरीके से पिटवाया। जब मैंने इसके खिलाफ आवाज़ उठाई, FIR दर्ज करने की कोशिश की, तो मुझको डराया गया और धमकाया गया। यहाँ तक कि पिछले 2 साल में अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने हर संभव दबाव बनवाया मेरे पे कि मैं ये FIR वापस ले लूं। इसके चलते 2 साल में मुझे एक बार भी पार्टी के टाइम से बोलने का संसद में मौका नहीं दिया।
But now what we have learnt is that this wasn't a last-minute plan, but a thought-out strategic move. According to sources, talks between the leaders from both sides had been underway for 6 to 8 months, and the exit was planned well in advance. According to these sources, the MPs themselves initiated back-channel talks with the focus on crossing the 2/3 mark to bypass the anti-defection provisions. While the BJP's legal team, we have learnt, also vetted the merger clause before any final decision was taken. But the Aam Aadmi Party is in no mood to let go of this particular controversy. According to sources, Aam Aadmi Party is set to file a petition with the Rajya Sabha chairman against the 7 rebel MPs, and Aam Aadmi Party maintains that Raghav Chadha and other MPs cannot merge with any other political party in this manner. Sources say Aam Aadmi Party has sought legal counsel on this matter, and the petition is expected to be filed tonight. Remember, viewers, this mega rejig in AAP comes just ahead of Punjab elections scheduled to happen next year, and 6 of these big faces that have left the Aam Aadmi Party, out of the 7 members of parliament of the Aam Aadmi Party in Rajya Sabha were from Punjab. And Aam Aadmi Party is already feeling the pressure. In fact, just today, Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia held a closed-door meeting for about 30 minutes. Let's now understand what this means for the Aam Aadmi Party. It clearly impacts the Aam Aadmi Party in a big way. It is being seen as a big dent for the Aam Aadmi Party ahead of the elections. It weakens party ahead of 2027 polls because 6 MPs who have resigned were from Punjab. Now, unity concerns may also hurt the Aam Aadmi Party. Many are saying that this strengthens BJP's hold in Punjab, and many are also saying that this could lead to some kind of a revolt within the Aam Aadmi Party in its Punjab unit as well. Congress Party, we know, has already claimed that at least 50 MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party are in the radar of the BJP. Now, viewers, it is not a smooth road ahead for Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, but it seems it is going to be a bumpy ride for the ex-Aam Aadmi Party MPs as well. Just today, some Aam Aadmi Party workers expressed their anger against Rajya Sabha MP Harbhajan Singh as they wrote Gaddar on the walls of his residence in Jalandhar. Meanwhile, a university owned by Ashok Mittal was also vandalized. And viewers, just a day after 7 Aam Aadmi Party MPs quit the party and merged with BJP, a new controversy has now erupted. The BJP, in fact, launched a scathing attack on Arvind Kejriwal today, labelled him as the Rahman Dakat of Delhi, and released images of what it called Sheesh Mahal 2. Delhi Minister Parvesh Verma in a press conference accused Kejriwal of living lavishly despite earlier claims of simplicity. BJP has questioned the scale of spending on the project. Listen in.
महात्मा गांधी जी की फोटो का सहारा लेकर, शहीद भगत सिंह जी, बाबा साहब अंबेडकर जी की फोटो का सहारा लेकर, आम आदमी पार्टी की टोपी पहनकर ₹1 के स्टैम्प पेपर के ऊपर में एफिडेविट देने वाला कि मैं सरकारी घर नहीं लूंगा, बंगला नहीं लूंगा, गाड़ी नहीं लूंगा, बच्चों की झूठी कसम खाने वाला दिल्ली का रहमान डकैत, और आज उसी के रहमान डकैत का धुरंधर पिक्चर का जैसे सीक्वल आया था 2, वैसे ही शीश महल 2 ये आज हम आपको दिखाने जा रहे हैं। तो जब केजरीवाल जी चुनाव हारे तो दिल्ली की जनता के सामने एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल आया कि केजरीवाल जी है कहां पर। केजरीवाल जी गायब हो गए। तब आज हमें समझ आया कि वो गायब नहीं थे, वो अपना शीश महल बना रहे थे, क्योंकि उनको पता था कि शीश महल में अब वो रह नहीं पाएंगे, अब उनको नया शीश महल बनाना था। तो जब जैसे दिल्ली में कोविड आया था, दिल्ली की जनता उनको ढूंढ रही थी और वो हमको कहीं पे दिखाई नहीं दे रहे थे। ऐसे ही जब दिल्ली में लोग पानी मांगते थे, बिजली मांगते थे, सड़कें मांगते थे, तो केजरीवाल जी अपना शीश महल बनाने में व्यस्त थे और हारने के बाद अपना दूसरा शीश महल बनाने में वो व्यस्त थे।
So after Sheesh Mahal that was built in Delhi by Kejriwal as CM during the COVID period, where people were dying but crores was usurped and spent on extra VVIP luxurious curtains, carpets, toilet seats by Mr. Kejriwal. Now he is building Sheesh Mahal Part 2 in the house that has been given to him in Lodi Road. And there we can see the manner in which extravagant, opulent spending has been done. A palace has been created because Sheesh Mahal resides in his heart. He's a Nawab. He's a Rahman Dakat of Delhi. How can somebody who has left his job and now had become CM and CM's salary was never that much and now is not even an elected MLA, how can he afford such things? And no wonder people who were the founding members and MPs, they have left them. But instead of introspecting, they are playing victimhood card.
And viewers, Raghav Chadha has also targeted the Aam Aadmi Party over Sheesh Mahal controversy. Listen in to what he said.
जब पहला वाला शीश महल बना था, उसकी वजह से मेरा ये मानना है कि आम आदमी पार्टी की छवि तार-तार हुई थी। और अगर सबसे बड़ा कारण दिल्ली चुनाव हारने का कुछ था, आम आदमी पार्टी की हार का जो मुख्य कारण था, उसमें वो शीश महल था। लेकिन आज दिल्ली चुनाव समाप्त हुए 1 साल भी अभी पूरा नहीं हुआ और शीश महल पार्ट 2 बन के सामने आ गया। मुझे लगता है आम आदमी पार्टी को इन तमाम विषयों पर चिंतन करना चाहिए और न जाने अब कैसे आम आदमी पार्टी के अभी भी जो बचे कुचे भले कार्यकर्ता रह गए हैं, वो कैसे जवाब देंगे गली मोहल्लों में लोगों से। जब लोग शीश महल के बारे में उनसे सवाल पूछेंगे तो आम आदमी पार्टी को उस पर आत्मचिंतन करना चाहिए और उस पर विचार करना चाहिए।
Aam Aadmi Party, meanwhile, rejected all the claims made by the BJP. In fact, Aam Aadmi Party accused Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Parvesh Verma of spreading fake images. Sanjay Singh rejected the visuals shown by Verma as completely fake and baseless and warned that the BJP leader will face defamation. Ex-Delhi Chief Minister Atishi also dismissed the claims, alleging that the images shown by Verma were not from Kejriwal's residence but had been sourced online.
परवेज वर्मा के द्वारा जारी की गई सारी फोटो पूरी तरीके से फर्जी है, झूठी है, बेबुनियाद है और इसलिए मैं परवेज वर्मा और जो भी टीवी चैनल ऐसी झूठी तस्वीर को अपने चैनल पर प्रसारित करता है और केजरीवाल जी को बदनाम करने की कोशिश करता है, उनके खिलाफ मानहानि का केस किया जाएगा। ये बिल्कुल स्पष्ट करना चाहिए।
And after Aam Aadmi Party rejected the Sheesh Mahal 2.0 charge, BJP issued a clarification on the picture shown earlier. The party stated the images were of proposed designs, not actual photographs. BJP leader Bansuri Swaraj, addressing a press conference, said that visuals shared were concept designs provided by a company and did not depict the existing residents. Listen in.
आप सभी चाहें तो किसी भी मनचाहे सर्च इंजन पे जाकर जरा देख लीजिएगा। मैं पुनः कह रही हूं, माय फर्नीचर माय वे, ये है वो कंपनी जिससे केजरीवाल जी अपना शीश महल 295 लोधी एस्टेट सजा रहे हैं। ये वहां के प्रपोज्ड डिजाइन्स हैं। जैसा आप देख रहे हैं इन तस्वीरों से आपको साफ दिख रहा होगा। मैं पुनः कह रही हूं, ये प्रपोज्ड डिजाइन्स हैं।
Let's now move on and shift our focus to the latest coming in from Karnataka. The script of 2025's intolerance appears to be repeating itself in Karnataka. In a fresh incident raising questions of bias, a student appearing for common entrance test in Bengaluru was allegedly asked to remove Janeu or sacred thread before being permitted into the examination hall. According to one student, at least 7 were compelled to remove their sacred threads to sit for the examination. After the issue blew up, 3 college staff members were suspended in connection with the allegations. Now, one of the affected students recounted the sequence of events from 2 days ago. He explained that the invigilators noticed his Janeu as he was leaving his bag outside the examination center and subsequently denied him entry. He alleges that he was clearly told he will not be able to write the exam if he entered the examination hall wearing the sacred thread. Left with no alternative, he, along with other students, were compelled to remove the sacred thread and then only they could enter.
So I went to the room and I placed my bag and came, and he started checking my pockets and all, and there he pulled my shirt and saw the Janivara, or we call it Yajnapavitam also. So it's a sacred thread, we never remove it. He told you have to remove it, and I told no, I can't remove it. So he was like, no, if you won't remove it, we cannot give you the CET exam, or you won't be allowed only, you can go to home.
Now viewers, Akhila Karnataka Brahman Mahasabha has written a letter to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah condemning the incident. The body has urged stringent action against the college, including cancellation of the license and imposition of 25 rupees penalty on the college.
This is not only shocking and surprising, but it is a very atrocious event that has happened in just about 2 days' time. Everyone in the Brahmin community is feeling that they are subjected to ridicule, they are subjected to sort of discrimination, and therefore we have demanded in our letter of yesterday written to the Honorable Chief Minister, stating that we should also be given protection. The Brahmin community must also be given a lot of protection in these matters.
BJP strongly criticized the Karnataka government, alleging that authorities are targeting Hindu symbols. Party leaders claim that deliberate actions are being taken to hurt the religious sentiments of the Hindu community. Listen in.
कर्नाटक की सरकार, कांग्रेस की सरकार और राहुल गांधी से मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, ये जनेऊ लेकर के जो चुनाव प्रचार करते हैं, आज आपकी सरकार उस जनेऊ को मुसलमानों को खुश करने के लिए जनेऊ उतरवा दिया। भूले नहीं, आने वाले दिन में जैसे बंगाल की सरकार को अब जाना तय है, वैसे कर्नाटक की सरकार को भी जाना तय होगा।
Ever since the Congress government has come to power in Karnataka, a systematic effort to target symbols, practices, traditions of the Hindu faith is deliberately being done. The same pattern of targeting somebody just because they are sporting a symbol, a tradition of the Hindu faith. This is done deliberately to pander to the communal politics of the Congress party.
Is it a crime to be a Hindu in Karnataka? In Karnataka, the Common Entrance Test Examination Center prohibited Hindus from wearing their janeu inside the examination hall, and they were stopped. And they were given a very brutal option: choose your faith, that is the janeu, or choose your future, that is the exam. Remove the janeu and then go for the exam. We have seen Congress party is the one that advocates right of hijab and also burqa within the classroom. They are the ones who say that this should be allowed. Even the courts have overruled it. But in the case of janeu, they want the janeu should be removed. This is the kind of second-class treatment they are giving to Hindus.
Let's now move on and shift our focus to another big story of the day. The legal battle between Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma and Congress leader Pawan Khera has taken a decisive turn. Guwahati High Court rejected Pawan Khera's anticipatory bail plea in a criminal case linked to allegations he made against the Assam Chief Minister's wife regarding multiple passports and undisclosed overseas assets. With this order, Pawan Khera's legal shield has been significantly weakened, and the case now firmly returns to Assam jurisdiction for further proceedings. As the legal heat intensifies around Congress leader Pawan Khera, fresh input suggests he has relocated out of Delhi following the Guwahati High Court's decision rejecting his anticipatory bail plea. Sources suggest he has reached Hyderabad, and this comes at a time when legal proceedings in Assam have gained momentum, tightening the pressure on the Congress leader across jurisdictions. As the legal battle explodes in the backdrop of elections, here's what Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma had to say.
I don't want to comment anything because Model Code of Conduct is in force. Whatever the outcome of the case or investigation, it is entirely on Assam Police. I will review the case only after 4th May if I come back to power.
Congress party meanwhile expressed solidarity with its leader Pawan Khera and said it will challenge the Guwahati High Court order rejecting Pawan Khera's anticipatory bail plea in the Supreme Court. In fact, we had a reaction coming in from Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party. Congress is backing Pawan Khera. According to Jairam Ramesh, entire Congress stands with Pawan Khera. Guwahati High Court order to be challenged in Supreme Court. Justice will prevail over the politics. This is, according to them, BJP's politics of harassment. This was a post that was put out earlier by Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party. And today, we also had an exclusive conversation with Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Assam Chief Minister, on this issue. And here's what he said.
Guwahati High Court says that you have done it before election with a motive to influence the election. So it is important to know who has supplied those documents. That is why custodial interrogation is necessary. As a politician, I feel vindicated because acquisition was so big. So it would have been adversely affect, obviously, to my family, my party, everyone. So it's a vindication, but more than that, I feel that law must take its own course. Police must follow the case to its logical conclusion. I think Congress should render an apology.
And we have a reaction coming in from Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP as well. Listen in.
सत्यमेव जयते, गुवाहाटी हाई कोर्ट ने पवन खेड़ा को बेल, एंटीसिपेटरी बेल डिनाई कर दिया है। ये एक और बार झटका लगा है पवन खेड़ा को, जिन्होंने झूठ का बखेड़ा खड़ा किया था। पवन खेड़ा को सुप्रीम कोर्ट से भी कोई राहत नहीं मिली। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी फटकार लगाई और कहा कि जाइए गुवाहाटी हाई कोर्ट जाइए। जो तेलंगाना हाई कोर्ट रिलीफ ली थी झूठे दस्तावेज देकर, वो भी एक्सटेंड नहीं हुई। पवन खेड़ा ने झूठे दस्तावेज के आधार पर, फोर्ज डॉक्यूमेंट्स, एआई फोटोशॉप जनरेटेड डॉक्यूमेंट्स के आधार पर असम के मुख्यमंत्री और असम की बेटी, उनकी धर्मपत्नी को टारगेट किया था।